Hi guys, I gotta just fucking rant about something because it's just pissed me off so badly. And all my housemates are in Lanzarote for the night, and I got no one to voice it to. Okay, I got a grooming discrepancy at work today, right? And a grooming discrepancy is where you are wearing your uniform wrong. Okay, fine. I have no issue with the concept of a grooming discrepancy. That's fine with me. Okay. I got a grooming discrepancy. I got a grooming discrepancy today for wearing reading glasses while reading a newspaper when I was on what we call airport standby, whereby you sit in the crew room for 8 hours. 8 hours! Okay? 8 hours just waiting in case somebody doesn't turn up to work and they need a replacement quickly. Okay? So I sat in the crew room from 1 o'clock in the afternoon until 9 o'clock in the PM. And, I was bored. I had my laptop, okay? But I didn't want to just go straight in there, so I decided to read. I bought 2 newspapers. And I was given 2 British magazines. And I read them. I was reading it. And it didn't even occur to me that I was going to get in trouble. Fine, yeah, I understand I would get in trouble if I wore glasses at work, like flying, but not in the crew. And my base supervisor, comes over and goes, "Hoi, what's with the glasses?" That's my Irish accent. "What's with the glasses?" And I said, oh no, nothing, no, nothing. It just means that when I read it, I don't strain my eyes too much. I just reading glasses. And he's like, right, okay. So he then goes back to his office, and in the meantime, I finished my newspapers, finished my magazines. I had a bash on The Sims. I watched about a third of Forrest Gump. I even had a toasty in the staff cafeteria. It was okay. I didn't get called to fly. That's fine. Just killing time with some other girl who was on airport standby as well. And at the end of the day, we looked in our pigeonholes. We don't know why we did, but we did. And we both had this envelope, and it said, "Oh, you got a grooming discrepancy." And we're like, "Are you kidding me? I got a grooming discrepancy. What for? What for? For wearing fucking reading glasses." Okay. The reason you can't wear glasses in our line of work is because in the unlikely event of an emergency, you have to give, whereby you usually give a cabin secure that entails armrests up, window blinds open, no, shit, armrests down, window blinds up, tray tables stowed. In an emergency situation, you have to do those, and you also have to tell passengers to take off their glasses, take out any false teeth, take off high heel shoes, and also to loosen tight clothing. That's why we can't wear glasses at work, because we can't be dependent on glasses just in case we have an emergency, okay? And just a side note here, pilots are actively encouraged to wear glasses instead of contact lenses on the basis of contact lenses dry out their eyes while at work in the cabin, in the flight deck or the cabin. And they don't want their precious eyes to dry, so they must wear glasses. But cabin crew must not wear the glasses. They must wear contact lenses, so they don't give a rat's ass about our eye dryness. But yeah, whatever. And so I totally understand why you can't wear glasses when you're flying, but I wasn't fucking flying. I was reading a goddamn newspaper, it pisses me off. That guy was a twat. I say was. He still is, and he will continue to be. He struts around the office like a twat. And I found out today, not by looking, but by being told, he has a fucking tongue piercing, right? I have no issue with tongue piercings, okay? But, he's the kind of guy that a piercing of any kind would look a bit wrong on, and B, because it's a grooming discrepancy worth thing. A tongue piercing, which you can see, when you talk, warrants a fucking grooming discrepancy. And he struts over and is like, what's with the glasses? Okay, okay, fine. And, heads back to his office. And he's got a fucking tongue piercing. And, just a final note. Even more annoying than the discrepancy itself is his lack of decency. He came over, asked about glasses, and fucked off again. He didn't tell me he was giving me a grooming discrepancy. He just kind of slid over to my pigeonhole without me even noticing, popped the little brown envelope in my pigeonhole, and then fucked off again. So he then, subsequently went home, and I was sitting there just like, none the fucking wiser. And I had... Rant over, okay? I'm done. It's fucking annoying, isn't it? When people just treat you like that. They don't give a shit. And they're just absolute fucking jobs words. And they just go around just giving shit out. Fucking, grooming discrepancy. Oh, yeah, verbal warning. Oh, all this. And they just sit there in their fucking high chair in their little office, which is separated from the rest of the crew by a half-height wall, Fucking people. I swear, fucking people.